Um, One of the reasons I think that African Americans traditionally have voted Democrat is because many have been conditioned to equate big government with being pro-black, or that because, let's say, traditional liberal Democrats provide services for African Americans or for the poor, that necessarily means that the Republicans do not care about the inner city and the poor. And the fact of the matter is that if you look at what percentage of tax dollars actually go to help the poor, and what percentage of the tax dollars actually go for the maintenance of bureaucracy, then the poor often are being used and exploited for the purposes of maintaining jobs and bureaucracies. So I have seen, like in the 80s, African Americans standing in line to get free cheese, not knowing that maybe 5% of every dollar spent actually went to help them, but the people who really benefited from that tax dollar was the social workers, the people who made the cheese, the people who boxed the cheese, the people who Ford, who had the trucks to transport the cheese, and a small percentage of that actually helped the poor. That's why I think that John Perkins' model of community development, in which institutions, instead of parachuting solutions into poor neighborhoods, is the best model, and that is to empower people from the grassroots, or to truly reconcile with the poor, and that is, instead of living in gated communities, do like a church like Sojourner's Church is doing, and that is actually moving into the neighborhood of the poor, getting to know and develop relationships with the people in the community, and helping to empower them.
I know there are lots and lots more questions. There's never enough time for all of these things. And so I know our panelists will stay around as long as they can to talk with us all. I'll put a plug in for one personal note. The Center for Interfaith Relations emanated from the Catholic Church, was the brainchild, as it were, of former Archbishop Kelly here in Louisville. It is a 501c3 organization now that does interfaith work. As the chair, I'm Methodist, but we have involvement from all the different groups. And I invite you to go to Festival of Faiths, that's plural.org, festivaloffaiths.org. We have a festival in November that runs for about a week. We are in the midst of an environmental cycle where we talk about the faith traditions and their involvement with the different symbols and with the earth itself. This year, we're dealing with sacred air. This video will be available on that website as well as from the Community Foundation's website, and we have this sort of discussion as often as we can. So thank you very much for coming and for being with us. Thanks to the Muhammad Ali Center for hosting us, and many thanks to our distinguished panelists. Thank you.
I want to thank our moderator, Attorney Berry, who did a great job. Philanthropy, as a way of thanking our panelists, the Community Foundation is going to make a grant to each of your organizations in your honor for giving your time, talent, and treasure today. Certainly we appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed this session. I know I was on you know, as the CEO, I'm supposed to sit back and say, oh, I've heard all this before, but really for me, this was a tremendous learning opportunity, and this won't be the last time. We're gonna have another session in May. Someone help me out, May 11th. We're actually gonna be dealing with a nationally recognized generations expert. His name is David Stillman. He'll be back in Louisville for the second time, and he's gonna be talking and working with us on the millennial generation. You are not millennials. I'm not. It's the 20-somethings in our workplace.
Earlier millennial.
Yeah. In our workplaces, in our congregations, in our families, and in our communities. So you'll be hearing more about that. In the meantime, log on to www.cfllouisville.org. Did I get it right? Yes. And you'll be able to see a video of this. And again, thank you all for coming. Thanks for being a partner in philanthropy. And give because it feels good. Thank you.